Hello, everyone. It's me, Regina, from Nakali Toastmasters Club on Maui. This is another one of our Zoom talk videos where we talk with our Nakali Toastmasters members about Zoom experience, Toastmasters meetings on Zoom, positives, negatives, and everything about it. And today we're talking Phil. Hi, Phil. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Let's start with something I ask everybody at the beginning. How long have you been in Toastmasters, and what was your main goal, main reason why you joined Toastmasters?
Yeah, I've been a member for a few months now, actually, but I have known about Toastmasters for a very long time. It was originally recommended by my father, who, when growing up, I've always had kind of a stutter or mumbling problem, and he rarely recommended, hey, you should do this. And of course, being a kid, didn't really always take my father's advice. But later on in my life, especially with the career that I have in the military, when speaking is really a big part of the job, is you really want to come across as confident. So I was once again recommended by another friend of mine, person in my life, to join Toastmasters, and so I kind of realized, maybe that's a sign that I need to finally join. So I did, and I'm loving it. I think it's great, and definitely one of the goals I have is to really conquer any kind of mumbling or stutter that I have, and really just become more of a confident speaker, not always doubt what I'm saying, just be confident no matter the words that are coming out of my mouth, and have purpose for them as well.
You joined during the time when we were already on Zoom.
Yes.
You don't really have an experience in person.
No, not other than my own experiences. Yeah, other than my own experiences with speech, in regards to Toastmasters, I have never actually gone to a physical Toastmasters meeting.
This is interesting. You are the first person who I'm talking to who has only Zoom experience in Toastmasters. So let's talk about Zoom then. How has it been for you?
I actually, it's been pretty wonderful. I would say one of the cons of it, though, is I am more of a in-person kind of speaker. I like that kind of, physical meetup where, you're talking face to face, really get to see the person. Cause I kind of feed off that body language and just the environment itself as well. So being in a room by myself in front of a computer, virtually talking to people, it has been a little difficult for me, especially actually confidence wise. And I didn't expect this either. I actually became a little less confident doing it in front of a computer. But I also kind of look at that as a challenge as well, because, I feel like if I can get over that, my confidence, when we're back in person is really just going to be heightened. And so that was kind of a con, but it's also a pro in itself. But one of the definitely big pros about the fact that we're doing this virtually, is the fact that whenever the military pushes me somewhere else, I'll be able to actually still log in virtually and be able to, still join you guys from afar, even if I'm a few hours behind or ahead. So I think it's definitely a pro, and I really have actually been just enjoying it overall.
How come you didn't wait until we are meeting in person? But you kind of started with the most challenging, like when you joined us during the time that is more challenging for you.
I could have done that. I could have waited, but you know what? I really realized that in my life, I needed kind of some self-improvement in the area of speech and confidence and leadership as well. So as much as I would rather do it in person, doing it virtually still, it is a great help and a great assistance in my own journey for self-improvement in those areas. So I think that's really sums up really just why I decided still to join and not wait till in person. It just, it's better not to wait, because sometimes if you wait, you just never end up doing it. And I didn't want to end up being in that kind of scenario.
Did you visit our club, or did you visit also other clubs before you joined and decided? Because technically you could have, even though you live on Maui, technically you could have joined now any club.
I actually joined, the first site that I visited was actually the No'okoi club. So actually, this is the first and only club I've ever looked up and also joined.
Yeah, I will take it as we are the best. There's no need to look for anyone else.
No one else.
What is it that you enjoy the most about this Zoom experience? Like we have had now, since you only have Zoom experience, you've seen we have people visit from around the world and around the country, and also people join our club from around the world. Um, Besides all the Toastmasters aspect, practicing speaking, is there something you enjoy about the whole experience?
I really enjoy. It's really like virtually, even though it can be annoying sometimes. It really is actually a way for us to connect with everybody and in all different kinds of clubs, all over the world, different continents, different states, and we're able to come together and really just become a community. Whether it's just showing up as a guest here and there, and then going back to their own club, or maybe they come in from Germany, which we already have a couple people, that from different continents that are pretty much every Friday visitors with us. We're doing this virtually is very much a great way to bring community together, and especially in such a great organization such as Toastmasters. In person, you're only seeing the community that you're in, and occasionally if someone just happens to fly in and be there on business, then they might show up. But now they can just hop in, whenever they want, and well, I mean, as long as they know the right people to get the correct virtual passcode and all that. But so yeah, it's a real benefit for bringing community together, and I think going virtual was a smart decision, especially in trying times like this with COVID.
Since you have not been in Toastmasters that long yet, is there something, now that you've been for a while, is there something that surprised you about Toastmasters that maybe you didn't know before, or maybe you have heard and you maybe had certain expectations, or you imagine how it will be, or was there something that surprised you, either way, in a positive or negative way, about Toastmasters in general, how the meetings go and all that, and also about your personal experience giving speeches or participating?
I think what shocked me was the structure of the Toastmasters meetings. So in my head before joining, I thought it was like, all right, hey, everyone's going to plan a speech, and you need to do it on this, and have it prepared by next meeting, and then you just do it, and then you get some feedback afterwards, and you just kind of just keep doing it over and over again. That's what I thought in my head. And then of course the first meeting I was in, they did table topics, so I think the table topics was the biggest shock for me. And then they called on me first session and told me to do a speech on 2 objects that they gave me. So was I a little caught off guard? Yes, but am I thankful for that experience? Yes, because it really got me out of my shell, right into the community of the Noko'oi. So I think the structure of the meeting was a big shock for me, because I had no idea it was like that. And I'm actually really grateful that it's like that, because it's so much more interpersonal, and it's great. But I thought it was more stringent and strict than that. Than what it really is. So I'm grateful for what it is and the structure that it is, but that definitely was a big shock for sure.
You've given some speeches.
Yes.
Right? How was that experience for you, preparing for a speech and then giving your first speech?
It was a bit stressful because of the job that I work in. I'm getting up early in the morning. I got a lot of responsibilities as a supervisor for where I'm at, and so really pushing myself to make the slots during the day that I need to in order to write a speech, prepare a speech, and get ready for it as well. Definitely was a big struggle. And I definitely wasn't at my 100%, especially on my first speech. I kind of had to have the paper up in front of me a little bit, try my best not to look at it, but, kind of look at it, which is allowable to a certain extent. So I think it was definitely a big challenge, but it really actually kind of helped me really kind of realize the environment that I'm in and really understand what I need to do to improve for the next speech that I did, which, eventually I did. And now I was like, okay, so now what slots you can fill the time in to prepare the speech and memorize it, and then conduct the speech. Now you kind of have seen how people do their speeches. You got the feedback on your own speech, so now you know exactly how you need to conduct that speech. So yeah, so the next time around, I was kind of a little more prepared. Still kind of a little jumpy, a little stuttery at times, but overall, it was a lot better. And really, I mean, just like anything in life, more practice, the more you improve over time.
Yes, I was going to ask you, have you noticed in yourself some improvements?
Absolutely, and even my wife will tell you, I'll start mumbling and stuttering, and I'll stop myself and repeat myself, and she'll be like, I got what you said. I'm like, I know, but I want to say it clearly. So like I'll like kind of I really want to concentrate on my syllables, my words, and make sure that I'm using my lips, because I've actually been told by many people that I don't move my mouth too much when I talk. I think that was a lot of the reason for a lot of the mumbling that I was doing. So I'm really trying to utilize what I was given, these lips, so in order to make the words come out correctly. So yeah.
Have you gotten to the point, now that you've been in Toastmasters for a while, where you notice other people saying all the filler words and so and everything? At some point, I think everybody who's in Toastmasters gets to the point where they listen something on the TV or radio or listen to other people talk and notice. So 25 cents.
Yeah.
we used to collect money for up to $1, 25 cents for each filler word, as part of like raising money for our club.
Oh my word! I'm glad you guys don't do that now, because I'd probably be bankrupt.
That's why I was saying, like, 25 cents, 25 cents. Do you notice yourself noticing?
Yeah, it's like when you have this dream car and you don't ever really see it, but the times that you do see it, it's like, oh my gosh, there it is. And then whenever you do buy the dream car, now you just see it everywhere you go. You start noticing it more. Other people driving, everyone's waving at each other. Oh, hey, you're driving the Jeep Wrangler, cool. It's definitely like that. Like, as soon as I saw the first couple meetings and how they went, and how on the very first meeting I got called on like 8 filler words, and I was like, oh, I definitely am noticing it now. And even when I'm like talking, it's something. It's one of the barriers I'm trying to get over, because I'm trying so hard not to do filler words when I talk, that I'm actually starting to stutter a little bit more, because I'm trying to fill in the space and get comfortable with that space. So, but that's good. I mean, that's how you improve. But I definitely have noticed, like, anyone speaking, that when I hear the ums, the so's, the ahs, it's just like I got to pinpoint it now when it comes out. Right.
What would you say to someone, who's concerned maybe about using technology, or maybe joining Toastmasters during the time when we are only meeting on Zoom, because of thinking it will be challenging, it will be awkward, it will be weird, something like that?
I would say, if you believe in something, especially something to really better you and improve you, and even really help the world around you and like your family, take the leap. A lot of instances you'll wait and then nothing ever happens. You take the leap, you're there, you're in the moment, it's happening now. And as terrifying as it can be, nothing but good's going to come from it in the long run. And even though we're virtual right now, there's such wonderful people here in Oka-Oy that are willing to help you with technology. I've been helped numerous times. So technology should never really be a fear, and just reach out, ask for help. Same as you would for any other instance in life. Don't be afraid. There is help out there, and people are always willing to help. There are bad apples for sure, but overall people will be able to help. So really just take that leap of faith and just take the leap, dive into it, because if you wait too long, before you know it, it's tomorrow, and you're like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow happens, and okay, no, I'll do it the next day. So definitely just take the leap. Hopefully these videos that you're putting together really kind of reach out to people like that and really inspire them to just, if they really want to improve on these areas and these moments in life, and prepare for the future, that they'll take that leap and get into it for sure.
Yeah, hopefully, I think this can
I hope
reach
so. I hope so.
more people.
You're not alone out there, people.
Is there anything that you would like to say about this whole experience? Toastmasters meeting on Zoom virtually, something I didn't ask, something you feel like would be important to say, or you'd like to say in conclusion?
I don't have a whole lot. I'm just really, truly grateful that I've had this opportunity. That I was finally brave enough to just to kind of join it, even though my father told me to do it many times. Grateful for the people that I've met in Noko'oi, and even the people from other Toastmaster organizations as well. I've had nothing but just awesome virtual experience with you guys, and of course I can't wait to meet you all in person finally. Even though I know I have seen you at the grocery store, but I just definitely I'm just truly grateful that I've had this, and I've definitely noticed a big change in myself. And a lot of things in life, when we're as human beings, when we want change, we want it now. And it's hard to really put in the work to get to that moment. But when you do it though, and when you get past all the hurdles and you just rise up and just keep going, you get up that hill, finally, once you get up there, it's over and you're there and you're on to whatever next journey it is. So I really think that you just even myself, I'm not there where I want to be yet, but I am noticing some minor improvements. And of course, as much as I would like to be where I am, I will get in the future. I can't have it right now, but I am seeing some improvements, especially with this organization, in my speech and the way I use my words and having meaning and with these words that are coming out of my mouth, and realizing that they are tools in itself, not just a straight up conversation.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you. That was a nice way to end. Thank you for being part of this project.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.